meditations of all our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. How many of you consider yourselves to be morning people? Morning without the you. You can even beat the alarm clock. Don't need it. You can wake up. I'm one of those type of people. I usually, sometime after 6, my body says time to get up, get going. And I actually like the early morning. It's quiet, except for the cats. Not so quiet. But I find that it's a time to sit, wake up, think about the day that's coming, and just enjoy a little peace and quiet. I especially like it when I'm at the beach, because I can walk out before every clam has been taken over by seagulls, take a look at those, throw them back in the ocean, and have time to reflect. So the Easter story of being there early in the morning kind of resonates with me. I can understand that desire to go and be quiet, find that place of solitude. And I'm feeling that most mornings, though, seem to be like every other morning. Rarely does the routine change. There's breakfast, there's hit the gym, there's go to work. Monday through Friday, even Saturdays, doesn't change. But there are those times, of course, in our lives when something does radically change. It's either a new start in life or something dramatic on the opposite end of the spectrum has happened. And you know this morning is not going to be like any other morning. I think that certainly had to be what it was like for Mary. To go to that tomb, to have known all the events that had happened so rapidly, the changes that had occurred for her, and all she could think to do was, well, at least go, and maybe this is how things will be from now on. I'll just come here. This is where Jesus is, and I can be here at least in my own thoughts and prayers for a little while, or at least until the Roman guards come and shoo me away. But of course, as we know from every Easter, a very different morning for her indeed. Not what she expected when she got up. Finds an empty tomb. Finds, in fact, that that's a little frightening, and I think I'll run back and tell some others. And in the Gospel of John, we find that two have to go and see it for themselves. And of course, that wonderful competition arises between the unnamed disciple, you can call him John, and Peter. John can outrun Peter, but Peter has the guts to go in, to see what in fact has occurred, and to contemplate also, how does this change his life? And we know for a little further that Mary, of course, after the disciples have gone back to go figure out what's going on, is still sitting there wondering what's going on, until somebody comes and talks to her again. First 2 angels, but then another person who she thinks is a gardener. Have you ever wondered why she doesn't recognize him? Is there something within the human condition of grief that clouds our minds, that doesn't help us to see what's right in front of us, to be so focused on what's wrong, to miss what's actually right? And until she hears that voice, a voice that calls her by name, and then all of a sudden the clouds of despair seem to disappear, and she says, Rabbi, it's you. This is incredible. But then he has to say, now, we're not going back to life as it was. You can't hold on to me like this. I need you to do other things. The change is real, but from this point forward, life will once again return to being good, but different. And to me, that is the Easter message for all of us today. Whether this morning felt like almost every other morning to you, you got up and did your routine. And that maybe tomorrow will be just like every other morning. But the hope, of course, would be that with each day, it feels like a new resurrection, whether you're going through a period of change or not. That because of the death on the cross, because of his resurrection, we are invited each day to a new Easter, a new start, a new beginning. Not to clinging to things in the past that are no longer of any benefit, but instead to open our arms to the new possibilities that this resurrection day brings us. I wish you and your family a very happy and blessed Easter. Perhaps this day can be a new start for you. If it's just another morning with some great hymns and good food later on, that's excellent too. But may it be blessed for you, for your family, and may you also go out from these doors ready to proclaim the good news that Christ is alive. Amen.
Amen.